Hello and welcome. I have with me Jaithrith Rao, Chairman of the NASSCOM Foundation, which has been giving away Social Innovation Awards this year. And there are some very interesting awardees, Jerry.
Yes.
You're an entrepreneur yourself. What are the common trends you saw in the kind of awards that NASSCOM Foundation gave out this year?
First of all, we got a lot of entries this year. We got 500 entries. So that was that means people have now heard of these awards and realize that there is some value in getting this recognition in order to build their businesses and their efforts further. The range was interesting. For instance, we got 4 individuals who were not part of any company, any organization, but simply as 4 friends, they got together and they developed a very fascinating small application wherein, particularly in the context of these horrifying events we've had in Delhi, a person can simply on the mobile phone let their friends and relatives know through Facebook, through any social media, where they are at any given point in time, and that automatically, improves safety. So things like this have started coming out where, in retrospect, you say, my God, why didn't I think of it? Such a simple thing. But those ideas are coming to fruition, some of them for profit, some of them not for profit, some of them absolutely free. And the other thing is the increased interest of government agencies. Till now we've not seen, except in a couple of states, but this year we found even UP, a state not traditionally associated with IT, doing some very good work using, again, relatively unsophisticated mobile technology, but to achieve pretty important goals.
Right. So you're saying a bunch of small things, a bunch of big things. Is there anything like which you saw which really had capability to scale up?
I think the Don Bosco child database is something that we can really use. Now we're talking about lost children, abandoned children, child trafficking, but frankly we can use it for women's trafficking. We can use it for a variety of horrifying social ills that we have. And that's one thing that particularly that I'm quite concerned about and that really excited me as a very sensitive and very important thing to do.
These awards are going to go on. What would you advise young entrepreneurs who want to pitch for innovation awards, particularly of the social kind?
I think the important thing is they must spend some time in the entry process. Too many of them simply just send a half page. And they don't. You have to invest some time because it's not just enough to do a good job. You have to communicate what you're doing. And quality of entries there of people who have good stuff but don't take the effort to communicate, that's one thing I would really advise them to do.
And what's the good job itself? What should people look at if they want to do something for society, want to use technology? What would they be doing?
I think they should certainly come to us only when the proof of concept is at least slightly mature. To come with a bare idea, it really, because there's too many great bare ideas going there. So I would say at least an elementary proof of concept, limited one, is something that you need to have. So whether it is setting up a community radio in Uttarakhand, or whether it is setting up a couple of years back, we gave somebody an award for a Mohalla level newsletter using mobile stuff, where Mohalla events, there's a hockey match or a Satyanarayan Puja in the Mohalla, and then he gets advertisements. It's not, the local shops are willing to, so there's actually a self-sustaining business model. Now, you need to kind of make sure that this elementary proof of concept is there and it's well articulated and communicated. And those are the ideas that we're really looking for.
So what's the one idea you would like to see entrepreneurs inclined to this space address in the next 1 year in the social innovation space?
I think
your own need gaps.
I think we need to look at more hardware comes software solutions. Pure software solutions sound very sexy, but in a country like India where, penetration rates and there's electricity problems and all these kinds of things, unless you have a robust hardware plus software solution, those are some things that we really find far more exciting than a pure software solution.
And Jerry, where would you put your money on in all the ventures that you've seen this year?
Money on, I really would think that the two ones which I talked about, one is basically, which is very important I think for gender safety, which is tracking, is something that we, and frankly I think you know, Promote the Scene of NASSCOM is going to lead an effort we are planning on looking at this whole idea of gender inclusion and doing gender safety, particularly in our industry. As you know, we're a very progressive industry and we employ a lot of women. That's one that I would certainly be willing to back. And I think all of us should be working on this data network, database to prevent trafficking. It is not acceptable for us to claim to be an IT savvy country and have this thing that if a young boy runs away in Orissa and turns up at Bangalore City Station, we don't have an network, you know, an ability for the Bangalore police to communicate with the Orissa police and his family. This is a shame. These two I think are really priorities that I would back.
Jerry, thank you very much, and all
Thank
the best
you,
for the year ahead.
Thank you. Appreciate that.